What are some little-known relationship green flags? The ability to coexist in very companionable silence. A friend of mine once said, "When silence is not cringe, the friendship is real." Being able to emotionally connect even after an argument. Or during. I have friends that love having intellectual battles between themselves. It's how they connect to each other and express their love. Honesty. Genuine interest in each other's hobbies. Don't have to have them, but at least support it. Strong communication. You feel like you're hanging out with your best friend, except you want to smash. Bold of you to assume I don't want to smash my best friend. Smashing the homies ain't gay if you're wearing socks. Just say no homo afterwards and it's all good. You don't feel like they are playing games. Communication is direct, and you don't feel too nervous about what you should or shouldn't do or say, and you're not worried about what they do or don't do or say. Some butterflies is normal, of course. Edit. To clarify, my point here is it's possible to meet someone who, right from the beginning, you're not overly concerned about your interactions. You don't have to think too much about what to text them or when, same with calls. They don't leave you wondering about when they will respond to you and what delaying means. They don't say or do cryptic things that you have to go home and call in a panel of friends to analyze. This is not to say that in the beginning you shouldn't take care to be on your better behavior and not to overshare. This is not game playing, it's being considerate. No matter how angry you are at one another, you will still go out of your way or they will go out of their way to help. I'll be wicked pissed, but I'll angrily make my wife her favorite dinner even though I don't want to eat. No matter how angry we are at one another, usually only last a short period of time, we will never sabotage or try to teach them a lesson. Many times it ends up being both apologizing to one another. Arguing and getting angry is just part of a relationship and unavoidable. It's how you deal with it that sets it apart from a healthy relationship versus a bad one. I drink a lot of water, and sometimes my boyfriend would stay until late and I would fall asleep. Before leaving, he always made sure I had a glass full of water on my nightstand in case I woke up thirsty. It's always the small details. Edit. I drink a healthy amount of water. Thank you for your concern, LOL. When your SO takes criticism from you seriously without immediately trying to turn it back on you. If the converse is also true, you two stand a great chance of going the distance. Listening to you and remembering the things you've said. Back when me and my boyfriend started dating, he'd sometimes bring up things that I've said before. Example, my favorite foods, candies, etc. made me super happy and could tell he genuinely cared. Active listening, not just being there while you talk, actively giving opinions, advice if asked for, and generally caring for the conversation. Bonus, active listening during an argument, not trying to win, but trying to resolve the problem. Being able to have healthy conflict without fear that conflict will cause the end of the relationship. It's green flag and a relief to have natural disagreements and communication about those disagreements without constant fear that someone's going to hit the nuclear option. Edit. Also, doctoring my coffee and bringing it to me in bed was a smaller green flag. If it's a chore you both hate, you do it together. My late husband and I both hated folding laundry, but it had to be done, so we always did it together. Made the chore less of a pain. Your partner does things for you without asking and remembers little details. For example, I like eating with a fruit fork, the smaller version of the dinner fork. I actually Googled that since our family calls them the little forks, LOL. Anyway, my partner remembers this and will grab it for me when we're dishing up food. Another good one is they make you feel appreciated. It's a pretty convoluted story, but I was dating a guy, had to drive his car to get him from a situation, and wrecked his car due to mechanical failure and called my mama to come get me so we could go get him. Rescued him, then had to tell him I'd wrecked his car. His first question, "Are you okay?" My mom overheard, "That one's a keeper." They trust you to stay at their apartment alone. Yeah, I thought I was the only one. The first time my partner said I could stay at his place in the morning to sleep in when he ran errands made me feel so good. You recommend them a book or a movie and they actually take the time to check it out. Once I dated a guy who would lie about watching things I recommended. I didn't figure it out at first, but when he told me that I felt so heartbroken. Why? If she shows equal interest in hanging out with you, if it feels like you're dragging them into going on a date, they're really not into you, no matter what they say. Besides, let's be honest, wouldn't you rather date someone who is excited and interested in seeing you and you are in seeing them? Exactly this. I've instantly lost attraction to a few girls because they were just so fake in terms of interest. People can act all they want, but their interest in hanging out is a clear way to tell if they really care. Came home from working a 12-hour shift one night to a full dinner with my favorite dessert. Never had a girlfriend just decide to cook me a full meal for me to come home to like that. Able to forgive mistakes. Early in our relationship, I accidentally backed my car into my fiance's car while coming out of the driveway. I definitely did damage. I immediately started freaking out and crying, and he just calmly got out of his car, came up to mine, and asked if I was okay. He got me to calm down and said it was fine, it was just an accident. He never made me feel bad about it. He called it our little bump to my friends to minimize my embarrassment. We laugh about it to this day. Side note, his dad who works with cars fixed his car for him at no cost. Edit. No, he did not have any way of knowing his dad would or could fix the car. His father is not a mechanic. His father knows a mechanic. His father didn't bring up fixing the car until several months later. When you never have to question their whereabouts and where you get that safe feeling. A lot of couples I know have tracking devices on their phone. How the F do you live like that? Edit. I see a lot of replies saying they do it for safety, convenience, or whatever, but in my opinion, at least one of the people in those relationships has control issues at the very least. You want your partner to be happy and not the other way around. Oftentimes people want to be in a relationship to solely make themselves happy. Edit. My point is different from making your partner happy and completely forgetting your own happiness. Genuine support in your life goals. Even if that means you two will have to go to long distance for a while, or will have to have conflicting work schedule, or it will make your relationship harder in some way. If they love you and want you to be happy, they will be genuinely interested in what you want to do and will try to support you to do that in whatever way they can. They won't hold you back in any way. This is something me and my SO have been facing something similar to this recently. He's just graduated and is looking for a job. As much as I want him to stay close by so we don't have to do long distance for any more time than we have to, I'm going home for the summer. But if he gets a job on the other side of the country, I won't stop him, and as long as I'm around, I'll help him pack up. When you're on a road trip and your partner feeds you fries and helps you drink your soda or whatever, I think that's such a nice, simple gesture of kindness. My ex would tease me a lot and would tease me in front of his family. He would say things like, "Oh, she changed her outfit 3 times because she thought you guys would judge her." Or, "She didn't really want to come over, but I convinced her." He would be laughing and joking, but these things would be the truth. When I was going to meet my current boyfriend's family, I was really nervous. In the car, I said, "Please don't tell them how nervous I am. It's so embarrassing." He looked at me in shock and said, "I'm on your side. Why would I tell them that?" And it was like a freaking light bulb. Love this guy. Calling or texting just to see how you're doing, even if they don't need anything. My girlfriend does this a lot. Likewise, I do the same. It makes my day hearing from her, even if it's a short conversation. When you like the person that you've become, even when you're with them. Everyone projects a different version of themselves around people, and if you don't like who you become when you're with someone, it's probably not going to be the healthiest relationship. Your SO should bring out the best in you. While we were dating, my now wife would always put on a fake diamond ring whenever she would go out with her girlfriends. When I noticed it once and asked her about it, she said she would do it because it would discourage most, certainly not all, guys from hitting on her. It showed the type of person she was and was such a simple and easy gesture that no one I ever dated before had ever done. I obviously had to replace the fake one with a real one. It feels easy, effortless, unforced, natural. This is a good sign of a real connection. Compromise feels like second nature. You both breathe thoughtfulness and consideration towards each other. You figure things out together. You see each other, respect each other, and appreciate each other. They communicate if they will be delayed and how long they will be. Talk things through before it becomes a screaming match, not after. Asks about boundaries or traumas and doesn't judge you for them, but instead respects them. If they treat waiters or waitresses respectfully. Edit. Of course, this alone isn't going to determine if they're a good person, just like any other green flag. It's simply one thing to pick up on that could be an indication. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, press the like button, and write in the comments what green flags in a relationship you know.